What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke. And we're going to start up this episode by, I was going to say fighting a trainer, but I guess we're going to start up the episode actually by fighting a wild Pokemon who is directly in front of the trainer, because we actually couldn't get to the trainer before a Pokemon encountered us in the grass. If you missed the last episode, basically what we did is we moved down this route here that we're on, that is leading us to Victory Road. Either that or it's actually Victory Road and I'm just confused. I don't think it's Victory Road. I think Victory Road is like the actual cave. I don't think this is part of Victory Road. Maybe it's like in Kalos, where like Victory Road is like partially grassland, like a mountainous region where like there's grass and like trees and stuff, and then partially just like partially inside a cave. Maybe it's like that, but I don't think it is in this game. I think that the Victory Road part is just the cave. And this isn't part of Victory Road, this is just like a preamble to Victory Road. But whatever it is, we've been going through here. We went through Tojo Falls in the episode before that, and so this is just like the in-between between Tojo Falls and Victory Road. And I said in the previous episode that we were going to do, hopefully be through, and I was pretty sure actually that we would be, through Victory Road by the end of that episode, and we just weren't. Not only were we not through Victory Road by the end of that episode, but we didn't even start going through Victory Road by the end of that episode. And oh my gosh, that powerful extreme speed. Love it. Love it. I need to see more of that, please, from you, Judy. Thank you. And now we fight that trainer, who that Tangela rudely interrupted us from fighting. Wow, look at all those badges. I'm impressed. But you're not satisfied by just collecting them, right? Yeah, and not only do I collect them, I also put them to good use, at least I'm going to, by using them to get into the Pokemon League, fight the Elite Four, and become champion. That is my prerogative, and if you have a problem with it, then deal with it. Because that's what I'm doing. And you're not going to stop me with your Chansey? I don't care how high level your Chansey is compared to Jean over here. Jean can probably still beat your Chansey. Because Chansey is a Chansey. Like, I was gonna hype up Jean, but then I realized, like, no, the reason why I'm so confident here is not because Jean's any good, but because Chansey is Chansey. Yeah, Jean wins these. Jean's got this, and if Jean doesn't got this, that's okay too, because we can just switch Jean out, and they'll still get XP from it. From this fight. Do we have anything that heals sleep? Because if not, this is about to be really annoying. I don't... Wait, Mint? Mint is confusion, isn't it? I could see how Mint would wake you up or unconfuse you. I could see how it could do both those things, but, Self-awakening. Okay, it is, in fact, sleep. Good. Thank goodness it, started on Jean, and did not start on the top of the Pokemon Select menu, otherwise I would have just completely wasted that berry. Hopefully this Chansey does not have a recovery move, because it is already enough of a hassle to do this much damage to it. The idea that it could heal all that damage, and then we'd have to do all that damage all over again, sounds like even more of a hassle. Frankly, so much so that I would not even want to deal with this thing using Jean. Okay, Egg Bomb, we take those. This thing may be, how many levels? 13 above us, but we are fine. We take Egg Bomb from Chansey. Chansey's not known for its, powerful physical attack. It's not really known for its powerful special attack either. It's just kind of known for its bulk. Really is not an offensive Pokemon either way you slice it. Even less offensive, far less offensive, that is, actually, than Judy is. And, so now, we are actually in a spot where we are at risk of dying, I believe, if they hit us with 5 double slaps in a row. And I know that it doesn't sound like double slap should be able to hit 5 times because it's double slap, not quintuple slap, but it does in fact hit 5 times on some occasions, so we should be wary of that. Berry, it restores 10 HP. That's awesome, but not in this situation. Am I scared of it hitting 5 times? I also am not that attached to Jean. So if Jean dies here, so be it. But we just don't miss, and Jean does not die because they killed the Chansey. Let's go! Yeah, literally, we were gonna kill it unless we were gonna kill it unless we missed. Which was probably a pretty likely, considering it went for 2 minimizes, but I was down to risk it. Good battle! I'll risk it. I was saying in the last episode about how I was going to be less risky in the coming episodes just because of Quincy's recent death. And that's true, I am going to be less risky, but less risky with Pokemon that I actually, like, you know? I haven't gotten attached to, the Pokemon that I've forgotten the name of yet. As evidenced by the fact that I've forgotten his name. Gene. I haven't gotten attached to Gene yet, you know? So, like, maybe at some point soon, I will start picking... Okay. When I say Pokemon that I like, I'm gonna be more careful with. That's not a diss on Gene. Like, I just haven't had Gene for a very long time yet. Like, I will come to like them, I'm sure, assuming that they survive the next couple episodes. But, assuming that they hang on for a while. Assuming that they're with us for a while. But, yeah. If we can hold on to Gene, and they become a, like, permanent fixture on the team, I have no doubt that I will come to like them. However, right now, I don't really like them all that much because we just met. You know, we're still in the early phases of our relationship, so. People in Pokemon grow from their experiences. Don't get lazy and complacent. And when I say relationship, I mean, like, Pokemon and trainer relationship, not, like, romantic relationship. Get your head out of the gutter if you were going there. If you were thinking that. So is this Victory Road? Are we finally approaching Victory Road? What is this? Where are we? There's a house here. Since you've come this far, you must be good. I'm going to give this battle everything I've got. Yeah, I was expecting Victory Road at the top of that path, and then instead I found a fairly standard humble abode. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a different thing from what I was expecting, but, you know, Victory Road could be right behind it. This person could have, like, a really good view of Victory Road when they wake up in the morning and look out the window. Do you think that sells well in the Pokemon world? Like, you think people like to have a Victory Road side house so that they can, like, see tough trainers walking by? Is it like getting a house in, like, Hollywood? Is it like a movie fan getting a house in Hollywood? Like, they just are like, oh, all the celebrities are going to be going by, so I'm going to buy a house here. Is it like that? Or it's like, oh, all the tough trainers are going to be going, like, all the celebrities are going through Hollywood, right? So I'm going to buy a house in Hollywood so that I can see all my favorite celebrities. Is it like that, where it's just like, oh, I'm going to buy a house next to Victory Road because all the tough trainers are going into Victory Road, and I want to see all the celebrity trainers. Is it like that? Like the equivalent of, in real life, buying a house so that you can see, buying a house near where celebrities would be so you can see celebrities? Is it like the Pokemon version of that? Maybe. Submission definitely kills. Extreme Speed only might. Submission, though, will do recoil to us. And I don't think the recoil will kill, but I also don't want to risk it. I'm gonna bet on the fact that Poliwhirl... I know I just said I wasn't gonna risk things with Pokemon that I like, and I really like Judy, but also, do you see the lack of healing items in our bag? That's a Pokemon menu, so you don't yet. Do you see the lack of healing items in our bag? Look at this. Look at this. This is terrible. Like, what do I do with this? How do I work with this? The answer is I don't, okay? Like, I don't have healing items. I don't have the liberty to be lenient with healing items at this point. Because there are none left. All I have left is a berry that heals 10 health, okay? So I have to take the chance because I really don't have any other choice. I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to put Judy's life at risk. But at the same time, what else am I to do when I don't have any healing items to heal them, and the rest of the team is already starting to look worse for wear? Okay. But we do get out of that. Their double slaps did even less damage than I was expecting. That's great. I suppose it makes sense that they would do less damage than they would coming from a Chansey, even though Chansey has, like... Actually, would they do less damage coming from Chansey? I was gauging how much damage that thing's double slaps would do, of how much damage, like, Chansey's double slaps were doing to other Pokemon. But I feel like Chansey was not using double slaps on Judy. They were using double slaps on a Pokemon that was, like, less defensive. So maybe I just was not keeping in mind enough Judy's high defenses, and so I was worried for nothing. And Chansey also would have done very minimal damage to Judy. even though I was gauging how much damage the double slaps would do off of Chansey's double slaps, and thinking that Chansey would be doing more damage, which now that I think about it sounds stupid because it has like 6 attack or some crazy low number like that. So yeah, honestly, probably those double slaps on the Poliwhirl, even though they're not stab double slaps, you think would do more damage than non-stab double slaps in most situations. Well, I guess not in most situations, because it depends on like whether they're a physical attacker or a special attacker. And Chansey certainly is not a physical attacker. They're really not an anything attacker, but I mean, wait, this thing is normal type, right? And Psychic doesn't resist fighting. Psychic resists fighting. Okay. I was like, oh, okay, it's Psychic, but it's also normal. So I think that since Psychic doesn't resist, since I'm pretty sure Psychic doesn't resist fighting, only is super effective against fighting, this is super effective. But actually, apparently, Psychic does resist fighting. You learn something new every day. It's neutral because Psychic resists fighting, apparently. Yeah, I don't know what I was just talking about. Oh yeah. So Chansey is really a nothing attacker, not a physical attacker or a special attacker, just kind of a nothing attacker. They are not an attacker. Period. No, I don't believe this. So yeah, if that's how much damage, I was comparing the Poliwhirl double slap damage to the Chansey double slap damage, using Chansey's double slap damage as a gauge, thinking that like, oh, if that's how much damage Chansey did, Poliwhirl is gonna probably do like this much less. But I think honestly, I was being over-generous when it came to gauging Chansey's attack stat, if I thought that Poliwhirl's double slaps were gonna do more damage, we're gonna do less damage, rather, than Chansey's double slaps. Because Chansey may have the stab, but it's also a Chansey. And Poliwhirl, I don't think its attack stat... Its attack stat is not nearly as good as Poliwrath's, don't get me wrong, but also, it is certainly not nearly as bad as Chansey's. So even though it's not stab coming off of the Poliwhirl, well, it is coming off of the Chansey, the fact of the matter is, I think that Chansey's awful attack stat is, making up for it. Is making up for the lack of stab that Poliwhirl has, and making it so Poliwhirl does much more damage, actually, with the double slaps than Chansey does. Good morning, Alex! This is Kate. Did I wake you? Do you want to battle? I'm going to win this time. I'll be waiting for you around Route 38. Look for me, okay? Bye-bye. I don't know if I said this in the last episode, but we always get called by girls. Like, I feel like is it just me, or do we always get called by girls, right? Like, I feel like the only times we've gotten called by a guy was, like, Bruce. And maybe that's the only one I remember. That maybe I've been called by more guys, and that's just the only one I remember because I related to Bruce Wayne. And it's funny every single time. Didn't we have a Donna joke as well? Didn't we have, like, 2 recurring callers, like, Wayne, which I was calling Bruce Wayne, and then, like, Donna, who, like, made their episodely? I was gonna say, like, daily, but with episodes, but episodely doesn't sound right. Episodally? Is that correct? Is that a word? At all? Is there even a word for what I'm describing? Is it episodely, or is it episodally, or is it neither, or is it episodally, or is it none of that, because this isn't a word? I don't know. Episodically? That might be it. I'm gonna go with episodically. That one sounds the most correct. Yeah, they're episodically, I guess daily and episodically just sound like they don't mean the same thing at all, you know? Like, yearly, annually, monthly, daily all sound like they're referring to, like, when something happens in time, but episodically just sounds like it's referring to, like, how a series is constructed, you know? Not really, like, every episode. Anyway, I've defeated 8 gym leaders, so I was feeling confident. I'll have to try harder next time. But yeah, is it just me? Or, oh, hold on. First of all, before I go back to that. Yeah, so we had the 2 callers that we had, the 2 people, like, who were calling us a lot that I, like, sort of made a running joke out of, were something Donna, like, Performer Donna, or I don't think it was Swimmer Donna. I think I'm only thinking Swimmer Donna because we fought someone called Swimmer Donna recently. It was either in the last episode or the episode before that. But oh my gosh, your Pokemon look a little tired. Thank you. You should rest them a while. Thank goodness we found healing. That's great. Things were getting really risky. Things were having to get real risky because we ran out of healing items and it was terrible. There. Your Pokemon are looking good. Keep at it. Okay, we'll do. But yeah, we had two people. Whether it was Performer Donna or some other Donna, I'm pretty confident in Performer Donna. I'm also pretty confident in Swimmer Donna, but as I said, Swimmer Donna is probably just because we fought a Swimmer Donna either this episode or the last episode. I don't know which because I'm recording these back to back. But it was definitely in the same recording session that I'm in now that we fought someone named Swimmer Donna. So that is why it is fresh in my mind. And since it is fresh in my mind, the name Swimmer Donna, or like the name and trainer class combination of Swimmer Donna, that's probably why I'm thinking Swimmer Donna and not actually because that was her name. So I think Performer Donna is the one where I'm most confident that that was her name. However, Performer Donna also just sounds like incorrect. So I think it was something like Performer Donna, but like something of that variety, like something similar to a performer, but I don't think it was actually Performer Donna. But regardless of what her name actually was, it was something Donna and Wayne. Something Donna and something Wayne. And Donna and Wayne were like two people who have called us like a lot throughout the series to the point where I made like running jokes out of it. And I don't even know how I got on this conversation. I don't even know how I got on this conversation topic. But oh yeah. So those are two phone calls that I received, like two people that I received phone calls from, like periodically throughout the series that like I received, that I just like made running jokes out of their phone calls. But other than Wayne, I can't seem to think of. So maybe it is because like Wayne was a running joke that I remember his name. Whereas other boys I just didn't remember their name, and there have been like a lot of. Whereas other like guys that have called us, I don't remember their names because I just didn't make running jokes out of their names. But I feel like I would have at least remembered that there were other guys, you know, if there were like a lot of them. I feel like Wayne genuinely is like the only guy who has ever called us in this series. Maybe that is just because I made a running joke out of it, so he's more memorable than the other ones. But I feel like I would at least remember that there were other guys who called me during this series. Like, I don't remember the other girls' names, I just remember Donna because Donna was the one that I made a joke out of, but at least I remember that there were other girls, right? The fact of the matter is, I not only is like the only guy that I remember calling me Bruce, but I also sorry, not Bruce, Wayne. Not only is the only guy that I remember calling me Wayne, but also not only do I not remember the name of any other guy who called me, besides Wayne, but I also just don't remember any other guys calling me, you know? It's not like Donna, where I, like, remember her name because she was part of a bit that I was doing, but I also remember that other girls called me. It's like, I remember Wayne because he was part of a bit that I was doing, but I legitimately don't remember any other guys calling me. It's not like I just don't remember the names of other guys calling me. I don't remember any other guys calling me. So I feel like, because of that, whereas I remember other girls calling me, I don't remember their names, but I remember other girls calling me, whereas I don't remember their names, and I don't remember any other guys calling me. So because of that, I'm inclined to say that, the only guy who has ever called us in this series is Wayne. By experiencing tough battles, you gain power. So sorry to any of the other guys who may have called us during this series, if you exist, but I feel like it is just Wayne. And I think it's kind of strange how that happened, that, like, basically all the contacts in our phone are girls. Interesting. I mean, it's not, like, weird that it's girls or anything, but it's just weird that it's disproportionate, you know? Like, if it was the other way around, too, it would still be weird. Like, if it was all mostly boys and, like, very few girls. It's not the gender part of it that's weird. It's not like what gender it is that's weird. It's the fact that it's so disproportionate that's weird. It's the disproportionality of it, not the direction that it is, you know? Either direction it would be weird. If it was only one girl that ever called us, or only ever one guy that called us. Either way, it's weird. Just because of that disproportionality of it. So, what do I do about this guy? Because this guy's gonna blow up. What do I do about this guy? I'm so silly. I have a ghost type out. I'm like, what do I do about this guy? How do I strategize? Because I know that Shucky probably can't take an explosion. Yes, they can. That is their prerogative. They are a ghost type. Boy, can they take an explosion. They can take an explosion better than anyone else on this team. You know why? Because when they get hit by an explosion, they take 0 damage. They're a ghost type. The explosion is a normal type move. Explode all you want, Weezing. It won't do any damage to Shucky. Sludge. Okay, they're not going to explode. You can't do me that favor. I have to finish you off myself. You expect me to do that work? You make me do that work? Fine. I guess I can't be lazy like that. I guess I have to hit you myself in order to kill you. You can't just off yourself. You really gotta make more work for me, Weezing? You couldn't just off yourself real quick and have the battle be over? I have to kill you? I have to hit the final blow? Come on, man. Really, really not very kind of you, Weezing. You couldn't do me that one favor? Not very kind of you. Anyway, you couldn't do me that one favor of blowing yourself up so that I don't have to finish you off? Not very nice. Be more kind, Weezing. Anyway, so then Houndour's coming in. I feel like Gene takes this now. Gene's got that. Oh no, Houndoom, not Houndour. Okay. That is a little bit more concerning. We are only level 24, too. Okay, so let's, actually... Can we take a pursuit from this thing? Does the thing have pursuit? First of all, does the thing have pursuit? Second of all... Isn't it funny how first of all sounds perfectly normal, but second of all sounds weird? It's the same principle of, like, take, an order. Take an order word, like first, second, third, then add of all to it, right? But first of all... But for some reason, second of all sounds so much weirder than first of all. And then third of all... Does actually third of all sound worse than second of all? Does it sound weirder than second of all? I don't know. Or is it just, like, equally weird after that point? Like, is it just... First of all is the one that doesn't sound weird, and then everyone after that sounds equally weird. First of all, second of all, third of all. Yeah, I feel like it's equally weird. Second of all, third of all, I feel like is equally weird. And then first of all is the only one that's not weird for some reason. I like the sprite that Houndoom has in this game, by the way. I like how they made him, like, breathing fire in it. I like the sprites that, like, have action to them. That's cool when they do. There's not a lot of them. It reminds me of, like, the fire breather sprite in the... Well, in basically any Pokemon game. I feel like in most Pokemon games, the fire breather sprite is breathing fire. Like the trainer, the fire breather class of trainers. Like, they just, like, breathe fire. Like, you get that, like, action shot of them with their sprite. I like when they have sprites that give, like, action shots, because I think if all Pokemon had it, then it wouldn't be as special, and I think that's why I like it so much. That's part of the reason why I like it so much. So I'm not saying that they should have, like, had more of them. I'm saying that, like, the reason I think it's really cool that they have them, and I think it's especially cool, actually, that they have so little of them, and that makes it even cooler. So that is one of the reasons why Houndoom's sprite looks so sick in this game. I will admit, it's kind of weird, like, how its cheeks are rosy. Its cheeks are, like, kind of rosy. You ever realize that? You ever, like, notice that? It's, like, rosy cheeks or something. It makes it look a lot less intimidating. But it does add to the thing's cool factor, the fact that it is breathing fire in its sprite. Because not a lot of Pokemon are doing that. Like, ever, in the history of Pokemon. Breathing fire in their sprite. Gah! Life is even tougher. Like, before they even use a fire move, there's already fire coming out of their mouth. That's neat. It's cool. Sorry, I didn't hear what this guy had to say. I just skipped through his dialogue. I pressed the A button on him again. Wow, you're pretty tough. Could I get your phone number? I'll call you for a rematch. No, sorry. Oh, okay. Just talk to me if you want to get my phone number. Okay, I don't want to get your phone number, but I would like to hear your dialogue again. Is that possible? No, it is not. Okay, I guess I will never know that guy's dialogue. At least not until I go back to that part in the video where I skipped it in editing. At which point I will probably look over it, at which point I will probably read it just because I'm curious. Because I get curious like that. I know it's a simple thing, I know it's a basic thing, I know it's just some random trainer's dialogue and it's not that big of a deal, but I still got curious. I still kinda gotta know. I don't have to know, but I'm really interested in knowing. Like, I'll live if I don't know, but I'd still rather find out. I'd rather, like, go through, I'd rather, like, pay attention to it in editing and find out what it is, than just, like, gloss over it again in editing the same way I did while recording it. I'm making my final preparations for the Pokemon League. But, like, yeah, I would like to see it. I am one of those people where I'm like, okay, I wanna experience all that. I wanna experience, like, every bit of dialogue, but if I skip over a bit of dialogue from some random guy, then, like, obviously I'll wanna see it later. Like, if I have a recording of it, I'll go back and see if I can, well, obviously, if I have a recording of it, then I probably can, unless something bad happens to the recording, knock on wood. Like, if I have a recording of it, I definitely want to see it, because I just don't want to miss out, on any person's dialogue in a video game. Even if they are just, like, the smallest, most insignificant character, I want to hear them. I want to see what their dialogue is. I just get curious like that. But if it is a small character like that, and I don't figure it out, I don't find out, then, like, I'll live. It's fine. I'll get over it. Honestly, I'll probably just forget about it in a matter of, like, 10 minutes. I guarantee by the time I go to edit this video, I will have no idea. I will have completely forgotten about that person's dialogue. About the fact that I missed that person's dialogue. And it won't be until after I said I'm probably gonna... It won't be until after I've said in the video that, it probably won't be until after I've said in the video, like, I'm gonna probably read that dialogue in editing, that I'm gonna actually go back and read that dialogue in editing. Like, I will probably completely forget about the fact that I did not read that dialogue while recording, until I say that in the recording, at which point I'll be like, oh yeah, I still need to read that dialogue, hold on, let me read it. Because I am that forgetful. But yeah, first of all, with me missing pieces of dialogue, like, obviously I want to read it all, and if I have the opportunity to go back and read it, if I have the opportunity, like, if I have, like, a recording of something, and then I could, like, watch it and read it that way, or, like, a picture of it, and I could read it that way, then that's great, I will totally do that. But, the fact of the matter is, I probably will not remember most of the time I miss a piece of dialogue, and so it won't bug me because I won't remember. And then even if I do remember, odds are, if it's a really small character, and I just genuinely don't have any way that I could, see the dialogue again, besides, like, literally just playing the game over again up to that point, then, yeah, I'll let it go. You know? The odds of me remembering it anyway, if I can't, if I missed a piece of dialogue, the odds of me remembering it anyway are pretty slim, and so for that reason it won't bug me because I won't remember, but even if I do remember, it probably still won't bug me because I can brush it off. I really do want to see every piece of dialogue from every NPC in the games I play, but I also am very good at saying, like, eh, it's okay. Like, if I don't have the opportunity, if I have the opportunity, if I can easily, see what it was, then I'll do it. But if I can't, then I don't cry over spilled milk, that's fine. I blew it. Indeed you did. It's going to be tough to win at the League. I need to do some more training. I hear that the League's Elite Four are tougher than gym leaders. Well, yeah, go figure. There's a reason why they're in the Pokemon League and they're just at gyms. Can I skip this trainer real quick? Okay, I cannot. I just wanted to see what that sign said. I lost to a trainer named Owen. He was really strong, but it was as if he absolutely had to win at any cost. I felt sorry for his Pokemon. Okay, well, it sounds like our rival went by here. I say, being Captain Obvious for a second, but I figured I'd say it just because I really had nothing else to say on the subject, and if I didn't acknowledge it, then y'all were gonna be like, did you not hear what she just said? She said something that is relevant to you, and it's like, okay, well, I did hear it, and that's why I said it, so that to avoid y'all from thinking that it went in one ear and out the other, you know? I commented on it so that y'all knew that I was actually, when I was reading it, paying attention to what I was reading, and actually internalizing it. Because sometimes I do that. And I did say do. I internalize that as well. But I do, in fact, sometimes read something and then just completely not internalize it. So that you know that was not one of those times, that I did both read and internalize what she said. I did comment on it. But then this Larvitar is going to go down. We may be a Psychic type, and that may be a Dark type, I think. Possibly. I don't know. I'm actually not 100% sure on that one. I'm pretty good with my pseudo-legendary types, I think. But Larvitar is the one that gets me. Because I don't know if it's Dark type yet. I feel like it looks Dark type, but it's not. I feel like it's one of those things, where it looks like it's a certain type, but it's just not. I feel like it gets Dark type when it becomes a Tyranitar, because while Larvitar looks pretty Dark type to me, Pupitar does not look Dark type. So I can't imagine it would go from Dark Rock to just Rock, then back to Dark Rock. I feel like if one of its evolutionary stages is gonna be not Dark Rock and the rest of them are gonna be, then it's gonna be the first stage, not the second stage. So I think that Larvitar, like Pupitar, which I assume Pupitar is just Rock, because it doesn't look very dark to me. So considering I assume that Pupitar is just Rock, I also assume that Larvitar is just Rock, or the whole evolution line is Dark Rock, and I'm entirely wrong. So I don't really know actually what Larvitar's type is. Anyway, Pokemon are tools of war. But other than that, I think I know all my pseudo-legendary types, which I guess isn't very hard. It's not really much of a brag, but not really that impressive, because most of them are just dragon something. Pokemon are invaluable. Lifelong partners. Wow, you're good at battling. Want to give me your phone number? I would love to not, but I unfortunately cannot because my phone is full. Phew. Anyway, Route 26. Pokemon League Reception Gate. Okay. So, is there a Victory Road at all? Is the Reception Gate before Victory Road, or was that Victory Road? Or is there no Victory Road, and this was just a route, and there is no Victory Road, you just go through the Reception Gate, and you go to Pokemon League? I don't know. But whatever it is, we're going to find out what it is in the next episode, whichever the case it is. So thank you all so much for watching EVClaim. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Alex signing off.